Right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Um, Decided to show up for you guys. And really, I'm showing up for me. Showing up for you is showing up for me. I've been having to think about what it is, trying to orchestrate what it is that I should be talking about, and different things like that. But I've been made aware that whatever comes in that space, then that's what needs to be heard for that particular time. And those who need to hear it, they will hear it. So I just decided to press record and show up, not orchestrating from the brain, anything like that. Just opening up my heart and allowing whatever needs to come through to come through. I've been away for a while. I just started recently posting back again. A couple of shorts, getting me back in the vibration of doing so. I had a couple other lanes of things that I was creating. Started a couple of other businesses on the side, and some physical things because that's what I'm used to. And I want to speak about that. These dynamics that we're used to. I'm a prime example of it because, all right, let's start from this point here. I'm an '80s baby, right? And those of you that can resonate, those of you that are '80s babies and grew up in the '90s, I came up in the late '80s. I was born in '87. There were certain things that were going on and certain belief systems that you were tied to that created your reality, and it's continuing on until a breaking point where you realize that no longer works for you. And it happens to various different people in various different ways as part of what you would call the awakening. You're awakening to self. You're awakening to the things that aren't true, um, things that doesn't work for you, um, belief systems that no longer serve you, the way you've been operating. All of these things have to come crashing down. That's why they say you have to die in order to be reborn, where you're constantly dying in a sense. It doesn't have to be a physical death, meaning your physical body that you're incarnated in is actually dying in order for you to reborn. That's just some bullshit that religion wants you to believe. Or that you have to go through a certain religious aspect in order to quote unquote be reborn. You're constantly dying and being reborn. What do I mean by that? Well, each time that you destroy a false version of yourself, a belief system that doesn't work for you, that has been given to you via your parents, your friends, the family you grew up in, the environment you grew up in, these are the things that kids look at in order to facilitate a knowing of what is and what isn't and how to behave and how not to behave, So they say kids' minds are like a sponge. They just pick up on things. Well, yeah, those are the foundational lays for your journey. Um, so those things are given to you, though. Your teachers, your culture, by the way, is a cult. Everyone is in a cult. Cults are just like-minded individuals who share that perspective of life. So when they say that you're in a cult and that's a bad thing, it's a moot point. It's neither good nor bad. It just is, but it's actual truth because we all are in a cult. It's called culture, right? But you adhere to the behaviors of those who are in said culture, right? So growing up a certain way, you begin to develop what you believe, and it's a belief, all right, what life is. And from that belief, you are creator God. You are all that is. You're a part of all that is. Creation is all that is. That is you. You are it. So with those belief systems, you begin to create a journey, a reality, and it's not always what it is that you want. You have this deep innate knowing that this is not it. You know what I mean? For example, I've always said, and people who know me, I don't know if that's won't reaching or whatever, but it doesn't matter. But I've always said there's no way that I've come here to work hard physically to the point of like breaking myself down because I've been constantly doing that, working, right? Work hard, pay bills, be concerned, and then die. That was always complete and utter bullshit to me. And I'ma just speak it the way that it comes. Like I said, it's raw footage. I'm not editing it. I'm not doing anything because right about now I don't even know how to do these things. And the more I lean into trying to do it, that's what stopped me from actually sharing anyway. So that's a moot point. When I'm speaking, you're gonna get just raw footage, emotion, and however I'm feeling within that moment, and it's gonna reach whoever it needs to reach, right? But that was complete and utter bullshit. Like, fuck you mean? Like I'm just supposed to wake up and people controlling, my life and everything like that, and I'm only supposed to be doing this, and you feel it. You're like, damn, man, some heavy energy. I'm an empath. You know what I mean? I've always been touchy-feely, so to speak. I've always been that of love. I've always been that of acceptance and peace and like just chill. That's my thing. You know what I mean? I just be chilling. I've always been like that as a kid, but the world will gear you a certain way, which is tying back into what I was saying. It's about these belief systems that we incorporate in our life, and it's for the soul's journey. Don't get me wrong, because I know that I've facilitated these lessons in such a way. I was given these belief systems. We're supposed to come here to experience. That's all you're doing anyway. It's a bunch of experiences. Just like when you go to sleep, like, you know what I mean? Because you're not sleeping. That's your soul actually being. Your soul does not sleep. There's no such thing. Your body here needs to rest in order to recuperate and things of that nature, right? But your innate being. Remember, you're a human being. Human. Hue is a color of a man, right? A human being. You are a being, though. You're a divine being. So whenever you speak on like going to sleep and going into a dream state, you're simply just transitioning from this corporeal form to who you really are. And you take off and you go on different uh, adventures or places, or you tap back into your guides, whatever it is that you dream about, and you know what I mean. That's your experience as the soul. The soul does not need to rest. There's no such thing. You know what I mean? Like you have a bunch of experiences, and there are resting places for souls who do take on more than other souls, depending on their soul's journey, right? And I know it's kind of like but I'll explain as I go along in these various different videos. I can't give you everything in one video, but I can speak from wherever it's coming from. So, but going back to the belief systems, you've been given these things and you've been operating in such a way, and that's what they create your reality. Whatever you believe, you will be. You know what I mean? Like they keep telling you that in various different ways. Look at M. M said, Eminem, M said, I am whatever I say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? When you say I am, you're tapping into the greatness that you are. The God mind, the God, the oversoul. That's the great I am. Those are powers of words. You're spell casting, right? That's why they're called spelling words. You're spell casting, whether you know it or not. All right. If you watch Harry Potter, I was never really into it, but I understand it for what it was. You know what I mean? It's all spells. They teach you how to spell words, how to spell cast by giving it to you. They just don't explain to you that that's what it is that you're doing. The words that you're speaking is creating your reality, right? And as long as you don't know that, you can't create your own reality. But if you repeat what the world gives you, you can serve a purpose of an agenda of which they have for you, meaning that they're controlling you, hence mind control. They'll place some shit in your head and you don't even realize that that's what's going on. It's all a psychological game, man. I've been a student of psychology since I was little. And now I see why. I've always wanted to know why serial killers do what they do, like what makes them tick. At one point I thought something was going on with me. Of course. Why? Because I'm the only person that I knew that really was into those spaces. I didn't think that those people were wrong in a sense of what they were doing. It depends on the level of which you look at it. And I know, a lot of people will give me some feedback about it, and you're meant to have those feelings. That's your soul's journey. And when you tap into a deeper meaning, you know what I mean? You tap into a deeper thing, you understand that every soul has a journey and you're all on just a bunch of experiences. There is no right and wrong, in a sense. It's simply, those are judgment words. You're placing feelings and emotions. Of course, it's supposed to ignite whatever it does inside of you, right? That's your soul's journey. That's your soul's path. It's supposed to make a difference in your journey, in your life. You're supposed to be more aware. You're supposed to come to a different level of understanding in that space. But like I said, I've always been a study of psychology, right? All of these games, I like to call games because they're all systems, they're all factions, they're all games. All of the games that they're playing is that of which to gear the soul to stay asleep, put you in a dream-like state, and control that dream because you're already in the dream, right? Like, this is not real. Of course, you can physically touch it, and science will tell you this and tell you that. And like I said, it's some stuff that we're going to get into, right? But for the sake of this conversation, this is a dream state. When you actually go to sleep here, that's when you awaken to your innate being, to who you actually are. You know what I mean? But they always put things in reverse. I've always been taught that as well. My mom used to tell me that all the time. Ken, anytime the world tells you to go to do this, do that. Because it's flipped. That's what they do. They'll flip some shit upside down, man, and cause you to be in a state of confusion. So you speak against yourself all the time. All right? It's like whenever you say, okay, when you go to these programs, when they say, okay, and I have nothing against these programs because they help who they're supposed to help, and it's a foundationally, just like religion is. I grew up in religion, but I got a bone about religion. And I'm going to speak on it later on, but it's just not right now. All right? It's going to be later. Got a lot of bones to pick with religion, but not right now. But these systems, they're all systems. They're created by, and that's where you start to tap into like deeper things. Like, well, who created this system? You know what I mean? Like, who's at the top of this? Who decided this? You know what I mean? Because you have this feeling like, I didn't decide this shit. Like, it don't seem right to me. Why am I in it? Why do I have to adhere to it? Like, why does it? And that's the thing that they want to shut down. It's always like, I don't ask why. Like, as a kid, think about it. You as a kid, you always was taught to, well, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I would see that all the time. You know what I mean? It's shh, 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 shh. Oh, you're disturbing the class. Like, when they try to teach you something, but it's bullshit, and you know it, you start to question it. And you don't stop questioning it until you get the response that you really need to get till you finish unpacking it. They can't unpack it for you because they were taught by systems. That's a systematic thing. They were taught, therefore they give it to you. They don't have the answers that you seek. It's within. So therefore, you are the teacher. But ego will get in the way of that, and they'll throw your ass out the class. You know what I mean? Or you disturbing my class. Why? Because I have an agenda. I'm here to teach you what they told me I need to teach you. You're being disruptive. How are you being disruptive? Because you're not adhering to what I'm giving you. You're knowing that it's bullshit and you're questioning it. I don't have the answers for it, and it's stopping me from doing what it is that these people told me that I should be doing. Now, these are different systems. Right now, I'm talking about schooling, right? Nothing wrong with education. Don't get me wrong. Educate yourself. Learn as much as you came here to learn. Just follow your passion, right? Follow your highest excitement. If you want to learn about this particular thing, man, learn, right? But the thing is, anything that you want to know, you can just go within. You are all knowing. Repeat that. You are all knowing. You are. They taught you to separate. There is no separation. You're connected to everything. Everything. It's just a matter of you reaching that level. Being able to tap into it, right? And throughout our journey on this page, we'll go through the various different factions and ways on which to how, to tap into these things. We're going to get there. And I'm pausing for the codes because I'm just looking, and I really understand that I'm in my purpose right now. Like, I've been trying to orchestrate this for so long. I have, fam. I'm not lying to you. I have books in front of me right now with just a multitude of things to speak on. I mean, a multitude of things. But had to clear out a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of belief systems, a whole lot of things that wasn't serving me, going through the dark night of the soul, if you will, uncovering some truths, tapping back into what I am innately, who I am in that form. You know what I mean? Like, really, just on that journey. It's kind of hard to explain sometimes. And I used to have a thing about that. So, you got to excuse me if I kind of fumble around a little bit. It's fine. All is well. But that's the brain that's trying to orchestrate what your innate being already knows. So when I speak, you'll get it anyway. Even if I find myself like in a state that I can't really relate it the way that I'm trying to relate it, you will still feel it. So all is well. But those are one of the things that was stopping me from sharing in the first place. Right? And I come on here, man, and I just want to be honest. I want to speak my truth. Each individual is not wrong in what they perceive to be truths. It's all for the journey. That's the thing that I'm getting across. You can't be wrong. You are a creator God. Like, you are creating your reality. You're manifesting. You can't not create. You cannot not manifest. Like, you're literally doing it. You're doing it whether you know you're doing it or not. That's the funny part. I find it hilarious because of the fact that I see it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, damn, people really don't see that this was going on. For example, you say, well, Ken, how can I be a creator God, man? I can't even create this. You just created the fact that you can't create. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a creation. It comes from creation. Everything is created. It comes from a place. It may be a false belief that you're creating from, but you're creating nonetheless. Whatever you're believing in, you're creating. You believe you ain't shit, you ain't never been shit, that's what people taught you. Guess what? You're creating a life that reflects the fact that you ain't shit. It supports you. Creation supports you. God supports you, right? Because that's what you're saying. You keep perpetuating that. I ain't shit, man. I ain't never been shit. I ain't never gonna be shit. All right, cool. That's what you want to experience. That's what you're here for. to experience whatever it is you want to experience. Keep in mind, you're here to experience everything that you're not anyway. You're nothing but pure divine love. You understand? That's it. Like unconditional love. But in order to understand that unconditional love even more so, you came here to experience that in which you are not. Shout out Darius Wright. You know what I mean? You're here to tap into that, to get that experience so that you can elevate and expand as a soul. All right? Now, I know I've said a lot of things, you know what I mean? Hopefully, some of those things stuck with you. You know, it resonated with you. But I feel right now it's a good stopping point. I'm going to go ahead on and end this video. But really just wanted to express myself and get the ball rolling, so to speak. And speaking more and more with you guys, man. Just being more comfortable. Because it's me talking to me. Like, think about it. Think about what a recording is before I leave out. A recording is simply, when I'm looking at what I'm recording right now, it's just me looking at me. I can't see you guys. I don't know you exist. That's because technically you don't. You understand what I'm saying? You don't really exist. You exist as you need to exist in my manifestation of this plane of existence, that is. Because I'm having a soul. My soul is having an experience, right? It's not until like it's necessary for you guys to come and me actually physically see you. Right now, literally, it's me talking to me. As my camera is rolling, I'm looking at myself. I'm speaking out loud. I'm just looking at myself while I'm doing it. So technically, it's me talking to me. That's why it says there's reflections of you. And those who resonate, they will pick up on it. Those will be the people that's in the community that it just they needed to hit it. And I've been told that a lot of times because you underestimate your own self. You don't see what other people see, right? When I give people stuff, like I just be speaking, and I get a response like "Thank you," like you know what I mean. Like I've had, you know, this felt hot, like your crown chakra, right? Because when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking truths, but it's meant to tap into somebody's consciousness to make them aware of that, and they'll feel it, and they'll give me a response as such, like "Thank you, man." And to me, it's like, you know, because my life is taking me down various different lanes, it's made me very humble. You know, I don't look at it in such a way of egotism, no. But I do know what it is that I'm doing, and now I purposefully do it. I just walk around spreading some fly shit. Like, man, you know how dope you are? You know how divine you are, man? That shit cool. Like, oh, that's what you got going on, man? That's what's happening. Like, yeah, because you are that. Now, if you don't want to experience those things anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, because that's the opposite side of it, you know? It's all about support. Just like creation, God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. All that is, it supports you. That's my mission. Like, I just support, okay. Because what do I know? My truth is my truth, right? And I can spit it, but your truth is whatever you decide it is. And that's what I'm getting at. You're creating your own reality. Continue to do so. Just gear it. Just like your manifestations, whatever you're focusing on, it's going to become your reality. So you might as well gear it and understand that there are factions and there are forces out here that's trying to get you in a state of being and gear it towards their own way. They're soul jacking in a way. Because you're a divine being and you're here to experience and you're manifesting, right? You got the power to do so. But if you don't know that that's what you're doing, you know what I mean? Somebody else will come in. It's called pimping. And they get into your shit. And then they gear it the way that they want to gear it towards. Hence the whole going to 9 to 5 thing. You know what I mean? Killing yourself. Telling yourself that you have to work, and then die. Work. But what is the work? That's the thing. Are you having fun? Are you creative? You know what I mean? In a way that you want to? Are you tapping into your creativeness and expressing yourself? So I've come to find that this is a nice release, you know, in order for me to, or avenue, shall I say, in order for me to express myself. my divine being, who I am. And those who have eyes, let them see. Those who have ears, let them hear. All is well, man. All right, guys. Well, that's my time for now. I'll catch y'all real soon. I'm gonna continue on doing this, and I ain't gonna say push myself, but allow myself. See the difference? Not pushing myself to do anything. You have to push yourself to do it, then you really don't want to do it, now do you? Get in a vibrational state, an allowance state of showing up and speaking and just recording and putting these things out. Yeah. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.